welcome, and yeah, welcome to my humble backyard. So we're starting off in an unusual, pardon the birds, an unusual location this morning, because don't worry, we are getting out and we're going to go shooting this afternoon. So fingers crossed that we get some cloud, because at the moment it's just pure blue sky. The forecast is that we're going to get some cloud around evening time, so I'm really hoping that that will happen, so fingers crossed. Yes, I think in my last video I spoke about filters and about getting, I suppose, the best quality filters that you can afford. I think one of the people who commented on that last video said yes, and save up if you can, because that's what they did, and they've never looked back. So yeah, it is about getting the best quality filters that you can afford at the time, and it's probably better to do without those very cheap options that will, you know, end up costing you in the future, in terms of enjoyment, in terms of image quality, and in terms of cost. So you have to pardon my breath, it's very cold here this morning. So yes, so following up from that, I recently got a hold of a new filter set. So it's the Kase Revolution filter set, and I thought I'd give those a try, seeing as they were quite popular, these magnetic systems at the moment. Yeah, they're quite popular at the moment, and I thought I'd do my bit and have a look and see whether it fits my workflow. As you know, I have 100mm filters, so a more traditional filter setup, and I'm really keen to get out and explore and see what this system can do for me. And as you know, I tend to lead by example, so I tend to use and assess and then give an opinion. So that's exactly what I'm going to do with this today. So I'm going to keep this very short. So unboxing the filter set, there's a set of accessories which include nicely include a little microfiber cloth and a handy chart showing what the filters that you can get and add into the pack, into the case. So this is a set of magnetic filters, and it comes in this rather neat, waterproof and quite sturdy and tiny little case. Yeah, which is really cool. And within that are your set of filters, which you can see here. Yeah, and you may have noticed that they are color coded, and I'll go through these one at a time. I think immediately my first impressions are it's a good solid build. I do like the fact that it's of a waterproof material, so it looks, because it's going to have to take salt spray. There is a little gap along the side, so we just have to be mindful of that a little bit. Magnetic clasp, and as I said, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pouches for your filters, and these filters actually came with this in the entire set. So I might as well start with first of all a polarizer. So we have a circular magnetic polarizer, and then we have a series of ND grads. So we have the 10 stop, which has a lovely red edge to it, so you can see exactly which grad you're grabbing in the bag. That's a slight advantage over my my other set, is I regimentally put them in an order so that I can reach in and I know which is which. But as you know, some shoots you get really excited or really busy and fighting against the light, and sometimes you might put them in the wrong spot, and that can cause issues later on your next shoot. But with this, you know, I immediately know that the red edged ND is the 10 stop, the gold edged is the 6 stop, and the blue edged is the 3 stop. So we also have a green edged, which is the neutral night. So I'm looking forward to testing this, possibly at twilight. And then we have, I think these are a little bit, I'm not sure whether they're controversial. It's the ordinary UV filter. Now, I used to use these a long time ago when everyone did. And I took mine off. I took it off because I didn't see the sense in having an extra piece of glass in front of my lens, especially seeing as lenses nowadays have a really smart and, you know, technologically advanced coating. So I didn't see the advantage of that, so I didn't bother. And we have a magnetic lens cover. Now, I think the beauty of these is that you can stack them on the front of your lens, and this cap clips on the front, so if you're moving from location to location, you know, within the same shoot, if you're just moving over rocks or, you know, just through woodland or something like that, you can carry your camera so long as it's safe to do so, and there's less worry of you knocking and you know, dislodging your filters from a large filter holder, especially with this stacked, and then you pop this handy little lens protector, lens cap on the top. Not much else to do. Let's hope this afternoon works out with some cloud. Let's get up there. Right, welcome to O'Sullivan's Beach. As you can see behind me, it's less beach and more rock and pebble, but it's a beautiful tiny bit of coastline here. It's not too far from home. So this is out and about with the Kase Revolution set of filters. So I'm here, almost sunset, but I'm not sure we're going to get any colour. There's a lot of cloud out there, but these beautiful rocks here. A couple of rocks out in the water and some railings and bits of iron. So let me set up and let's put these filters through their paces and see what they're capable of. Right, we're set up. The first thing I have to say is that I'm really impressed with this magnetic lens cover. It's been in the bag, it's been rocking about in the back of the car. I've had things on top and just moving about, and it's rock solid, never moved. So very low profile, so I'm pleased with that. Let's bring that exposure down. Okay. Now, I'm expecting this evening to be a black and white affair, mainly because there's not going to be a lot of colour out there. We've got quite a heavy bank of cloud, and because of that, we're going to concentrate on textures. So as you can see here, we have some rather nice rocks leading out. And looking at this scene, I'm going to have to, 1, focus stack, and 2, exposure blend, because that sky and the light on that water is extremely bright. I don't know whether to start with the 10 stop. I think I probably will start with that 10 stop and work my way the other way. So we've got our new trusty set of filters, and what I really should have done is took them out of their little wax coatings, So the first thing that we're going to throw on, and again I should have had them out of their little coatings, is to make sure that I can recognize which it is, the silver one, which is our polarizer. So that's our circular polarizer, and this is the first time that's the first time I've put one of these on the front of the camera actually, so I'm interested in how it goes. So I'm expecting a little snap. But here we go, that went off very easily. And just for the time being, I'm just going to increase the exposure so I can see, and I'm going to move this polarizer. You can see the full glare on this water here, so if I continue round it should darken, and it does beautifully. It darkens that water just there and takes that shine off those rocks. So let's move straight on and throw on our 10 stop. Let's go for the 10 stop. As I said, it's the first time I've actually took them out the bag. So yes, 10 stop it is. The red one. And there we go. On top of our polarizer, I'm just going to put this down. Pop that on top of our polarizer. And it goes super dark. As expected, let's increase our shutter speed. So we're going to capture that highlights. So it's saying 20 seconds. We've got a 2-second timer on. We're focused out there. There we go. So I'm going to do a 20-second exposure to capture the light and smooth some of that water out, and maybe a tiny bit of movement in those clouds. Not much I'm anticipating. And then I'm going to increase the shutter speed to get some detail and move the focus here to the rocks. So there we go. So I've captured that should I need it. I should have said increase the shutter speed. Did I say decrease? Not sure. So that looks quite nice. We've got nice nice detail on these rocks. They look actually very pretty. So I'm going to move my focus point to this rock in the middle, just here, this little horseshoe, and we'll give that's a 2 minutes. Done. And I'll pixel peep and I'll see whether I need to do one for that middle rock or whether that's acceptable in terms of sharpness. Lovely. Okay, so it's given us 60 seconds for that sky. So I'm just going to make sure that we're on stable ground. 60 seconds it's given us for that sky. So we're focused on her, nice and flat. I love this little rock in the middle. There we go. Let's get that out the way. And what I particularly like on this one, I'm hoping to pull out, is there's some beautiful coloured rocks under the water. So we're going to give that CPU a little go. We're going to test that out so we can see under the water. So we're going to do a long exposure doing that, and then we're going to do 1 or 2 shorter exposures. I'll probably put the 3-stop on or the 6-stop, because every now and then we get a little wave that comes over this rock, and if we can catch a little bit of water popping over the top of that, I'll be so pleased. Just like that. Well, here you go. What an absolutely beautiful spot. So I think because that light's going to get snuffed and we've got a tiny bit of colour out there, I'm going to go back and throw on the 10-stop and see what we can do. The light's dropping, so good old 2 or 4 minutes will do us, maybe longer. I do like this colour system. Normally I've memorised where they are in my bag, but every so often you make a little mistake. Oop, put my foot in the hole. Let's get ourselves steady. I'm going to focus in the middle of that fencing on the right. And I'm just going to check. Yep, and that rock is also in focus, so that's good. So I don't have to worry about that. And you seen what I just did? Oh, because I took them off, polarizer had shifted, so do I want glare or do I want none? I'll go with none for the time being. And let's see, to ISO 50. Let's see what we can pull out the hat here. And that light as it's dropping is much more neutral, much more balanced. So we've got a 2-minute exposure on the cards there. I think, because the light's dropping, I think we'll go with that. The light is dropping, so we'll go with that for now. It's a very simple system, very effective, very efficient, very good. I can see why people may have swapped, and I can see why this is a system that a lot of new to long exposure may go for. So far I've still got to get home and check in case there's a colour cast, but looking at the back and looking at the LCD and what it's given me, there's no colour cast at all, so fingers crossed. thank you so much for joining me here at O'Sullivan's Beach, O'Sullivan's Rocky Beach, I should say. I've had a ball playing about, paddling about, and catching some of these rocks in this water and that beautiful sky. But as I said, I was here to test out those KASE filters, and to my mind, they're impeccable. They're really good. Yep, the only consideration is is not having a soft grad. But as I said, I exposure blend anyway, so that's no great hassle. That's the only negative I can think of. And there's the solution. You just exposure bracket, which I normally do regardless of using graduated filters. So yeah, no, what can I say? It's absolutely amazing. It's a great piece of kit. Would I recommend it? I think if you were starting out and you didn't have filters, then yes, I think I would recommend it. I think it's much easier to use, much more compact than some of the larger filter systems out there. It's a professional system. There's no hardship there. You just have to learn to exposure blend. But as I said, you would have to do that, I think, with any filter set. So yeah, no, it's a hearty recommendation for me, and it's especially important or valuable as a travel kit. So if you were traveling and space and weight is at an absolute premium, these are absolutely, they weigh nothing. They're absolutely amazing. The footprint, let's see if I can get it off my belt as easily as I put it on. There you go. The footprint is minuscule, it's tiny, everything in one tiny little waterproof case. So easy to use with that colour coding. Once I take them out the waxy waxy coverings. Yeah, no, I would heartily recommend these to anyone who's starting out. Go and get yourself a set, play at the seaside or wherever it is, get your filters on, get your shot. So that's it for me. So wherever you are, please look after yourself, look after your loved ones, and until next time, see ya.